The great young quarterback in Buffalo, Josh Allen, also eligible for a new deal. Being in that same draft class, Buffalo obviously is going to want to keep him long term. They're not going to let him get anywhere. And you figure that the two sides will work out some sort of long-term extension. And again, the logical point to do it would be before the season. The team would want it, the player would want it, and now the question will be whether they can actually come together and get that done, Dan.
Interesting. There's more time between the end of the preseason and the start of the regular season this year than there used to be. So you wonder if maybe some of these things can get worked out at that point. So we'll keep an eye on that. Deal or no deal, Josh Allen is, of course, trying to get the Buffalo Bills into the Super Bowl, something Jim Kelly did 4 times when he was their quarterback. Allen has a fan in Kelly who says he fully expects the Bills to extend their young quarterback at some point. Kelly recently addressed Allen's future with the organization, saying, if he's gone, I don't know who is or who it's going to be. He just has to be consistent, and I know him well enough to know that the kid can play. If you get the right material around him, which I think he has, and the offensive line gives him time to throw, things will be awesome. And talk about my records, talking about Bills franchise records, I knew before last season started that those records aren't going to stay around very long. One of those records is already off the board, the Bills' franchise record for most passing touchdowns in a single season. Last year, Allen eclipsed Kelly's previous record of 33 in Week 16 and then finished with 37. Of course, one milestone Allen hasn't accomplished yet, as we mentioned, the AFC title that Kelly delivered 4 times. So, Mina, when you hear Bills legend Jim Kelly talking about the current quarterback, Josh Allen, what do you think?
Well, I think Jim's right about Josh likely breaking his records. I would quibble with his point about the offensive line giving him time to throw. Josh Allen took the 3rd longest time to throw of any quarterback last season. It's part of what makes him great, Dan, his ability to extend plays, and it is a style of quarterbacking more than a flaw. If you look at the list of guys who took the longest to throw, you'll see names up there including Allen, Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. It's not a negative, but it can sometimes make an offensive line look or seem worse than they are if you're to judge them only on sacks. To me, as the thing that Josh Allen needs to do next season to build on his success last year, which was this incredible leap, is just to maintain consistency, the decision-making, the processing, the improved accuracy downfield. Those are the things we want to look to continue in Buffalo because this organization has done a phenomenal job of building around him from the skill players to the offensive line.
Mina, you make great points. And then, too, thinking about Josh Allen, I think about the league in old school terms. And is Josh Allen going to be our generation's Peyton Manning or Phillip Rivers, who has to go through Tom Brady every year to try to win a championship? And that could be Patrick Mahomes when it comes to Josh Allen. It doesn't have anything to do with his talent, doesn't have anything to do with his ability to lead a team. I think he proved that last year, that he has a very high ceiling in this league. The question is going to become for Josh Allen in his career, and quite frankly, a lot of AFC quarterbacks, can you get past the monster? And that monster is Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Because not only are these organizations seemingly committed to their young quarterbacks, it seems like the Kansas City Chiefs are committed to their quarterback as well for the long haul. And not being committed to him as far as money and contract-wise, the moves that they make in order to keep him not only protected, but also keep weapons around him. So I'm interested to see if Josh Allen is going to overcome that hump of Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, because we do expect them to be vying for a Super Bowl contention every single year based on the things that they built around there. I can't wait to see this movie play out. Will he be the Phillip Rivers or the Peyton Manning or the Clyde Drexler or the Patrick Ewing, who they were to MJ, or will he get over the hump during Patrick Mahomes' prime while he's with the Buffalo Bills?
Not easy, and the Bills certainly know it. Last time the Bills were in the Super Bowl was the 93 season. Josh Allen was born in 96, so that's how long that's been.
Bills Mafia is loving this. Yes, kicking off our show with Josh Allen, with Kim Jones, with Peter Schrager, Nick Burleson, and myself, Kay Adams, on this Tuesday, July 13th, question mark? I think that's probably right. Let's get to, guys, training camp around the corner. In just about 2 weeks, it is time for the lead. Correcto. All right, 2 weeks from today, guys, from today, 29 teams, including the Bills, will take the practice field for training camp. So let's talk Josh Allen. You saw the highlights. Kim Jones is here. She's seen him up close and personal up there in Buffalo most of the last year when nobody was allowed in stadiums. Allen isn't waiting until July 27th. No, not waiting until training camp. Here he is last week working out with quarterback guru and friend of the show, I might add, Jordan Palmer. He's coming off an MVP-type season. He really is. Took another leap. He ranked in the top 5 in every major category, as you're seeing here. Tweet the show at GMFB. Thanks for being along for the ride. We've got Cam Jordan on the program, Trey Turner. But let's talk Josh Allen. General Manager Brandon Beane said back in March that when an extension does happen, it's going to be such a big number. But here we are, 14 days, guys, till training camp. No new deal yet. Peter, do you think the Bills should maybe get ahead of the game and pull off this extension before the start of the season?
I do. I think I look back at last year. This was going to be the season of Patrick Mahomes' contract. What's he going to make? And then July 6th, the Chiefs said, here's your mega deal. Let's get it out of the way. We give you everything you want and more, and we're going to put you in a big long-term deal. And by July 6th, it was settled. It was done. It was dusted, and then they could focus on their title defense. For the Bills, Josh Allen finished second in MVP voting last year. I believe he is going to be, if not the favorite for MVP this year, but he's going to have Mahomes-like attention this season up in Buffalo, where they are to be not only a contender, but one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the AFC. The last thing I want to see is this contract be looming overhead for no reason. We know that the price is going to be enormous. This is Mahomes' money. He's earned that in his season last year, and then, of course, taking the team to the playoffs the year before. And I look at Dak Prescott and how the Cowboys kind of handled this the last few seasons, where it was just in the ether. And then, yes, we get finally to the press conference, and everyone's all jollies, and it's kumbaya, and Jerry is saying, well, yes, of course, we always wanted to pay this guy. It was just the right time. And I don't know. I didn't want to have to experience that with Dak. I wanted Dak to get the money when he thought he was up for it, which was the previous offseason. You know, you look at these quarterback deals, and time again, the guy gets the mega deal, and everyone says, well, you're not going to top that. And the next one is, yeah, it tops that. So I look at the Mahomes contract, maybe not in the totality of it with the 10-year deal and the $500 million, but the average per year, I don't think it's absurd to think Josh Allen has earned that. It's not like he's going to go away anytime soon. He's still under 25 years old, and he still is getting better and better and better. Very rarely do I say, just pay the man what he wants and get it done with. But as we inch towards the season, this is as close the Buffalo Bills have been to a Super Bowl since the early 90s. I wouldn't want to think that some quarterback contract issue is going to loom over the entire season. So it's very easy for me to say this from the outside, and it's not my money. But if I'm the Pagula family and I'm Brandon Beane, I don't know who else you're going to pay. This is the man. Let's get it done before we get to actual football.
Yeah, Peter, I'm with you on that. I'll be surprised if this isn't unanimous maybe among us. But I'll tell you, part of Josh Allen's really his whole being is what he does that we largely don't see. He's become an exceptional leader for the Bills. He takes responsibility. A couple years ago, when he was playing too much of what he called hero ball, trying to do everything himself, I talked to him in the locker room. That's back when we were in locker rooms. And he said to me, that's what is holding me back. I have to stop trying to be a hero and let the players around me make plays. Well, that became infinitely easier when Brandon Beane went out and secured Stephon Diggs in that trade from the Vikings. Josh Allen has helped to make this edition of Bills a destination. Emmanuel Sanders chose to sign with the Bills. That veteran added to this receiving corps should be really interesting, guys. And part of the reason, a large part of the reason, is because of the Bills' success and because of Josh Allen in particular, that players want to be in Buffalo. And I don't think we can underplay the significance of that kind of thing.
No doubt about it. I am in full agreement with you guys. They should pay him. And they should pay him right now because, like Peter said, it's financially responsible to get a guy before he actually forces you to break the bank. You know, I just wore this Eric Dickerson shirt just because I love Eric Dickerson and it's a football show. But Eric Dickerson redefined the running back position after seeing some great running backs before him. Josh Allen is that same type of quarterback. He is going to redefine the quarterback position. Kay just showed everybody his numbers from last year, but he is knocking on the door of 5,000 yards passing, 50 total touchdowns, and being one of the top threats in the game. He's already respected, but being one of the best quarterbacks in the game is a whole different type of bag that he is going to dig into on the field, and a whole different type of bag the organization is going to have to dig into to pay him. You know, it's funny, you know, people are talking about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and now if you try to invest in cryptocurrency, it's expensive. If you would have got in a long time ago, well, you would have been good, and you would have been sitting on a big bag of cash right now. But it's just like that with the quarterback of Josh Allen's talent. You don't want to wait a year from now where he's going to look at you and say, well, you should have got in on the ground level when I was much cheaper. You know, all of a sudden you want to pay me after I gave you this record-breaking season once again. No, I'm not going to give you a discount. No, I will not give you a hometown discount. You need to pay me either like Patrick Mahomes or even more. Yeah. And if you at home are sitting back saying, oh, Nate, I don't understand cryptocurrency. Well, let's go ahead and pay Josh Allen, not because he's cryptocurrency, because he actually might be kryptonite to what Patrick Mahomes is as Superman in the AFC.
I love it, Nate. I'm all over. I don't know nothing about crypto, but I hear what you are saying. Peter, I ask you because, I mean, I think there's a ceiling for how high they're going to pay Josh Allen. That ceiling is Mahomes. They have to pay him for the season. I don't know how much they'd save if they did it now versus later. If there's no pressure from Josh Allen and his camp, like there was from Dak, they were negotiating. It was looming, as you said. Why should they pay him, or what's the risk reward? Like weigh it out for me, paying him until there's pressure from Josh Allen and his camp, because there is an inherent risk. Look at the unpredictability at the quarterback position around the league. Why pay him until him and his people come to the table to start talking about it? And does Lamar Jackson have something to do with that? He's sort of an X factor. I don't know what he's going to get paid, how he's going to get paid, but he's up, and I think Baker Mayfield is too.
Yeah, and it's Baker, it's Lamar, and I think that might be one of the reasons why you want to see what those guys get first, and it's a game of chicken.